What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another finance video. Aw. I'm excited for this video. This is going to be our first video on cryptocurrency, kind of talking about what is cryptocurrency, and then we'll be talking a little bit about how maybe you can get started with cryptocurrency if you feel like it is something that you want to get into. So let's just jump in first here and look at what is cryptocurrency and why is it kind of so popular right now. So just going to use an article here from NerdWallet to kind of walk through this. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a digital form of payment. Just like any currency, it's just simply something that can be exchanged for goods and services. That's what makes money worth anything, is the fact that you say, pay me $10, and that $10 is worth something to you because it has value to you. So cryptocurrency has value because it has value in being able to be traded for goods and services. And so cryptocurrency is just a different type of currency. And so I think one of the primary things I look at with cryptocurrency is it uses a technology called a blockchain. And the blockchain is just the ledger of the transactions on that network. So to kind of try to make this make sense, when you are buying with the dollar, you're typically often going through a bank account, or those dollars and all that are tracked in a ledger by your bank account, with your bank, something like that. Almost think of like an Excel spreadsheet. Like all those transactions are being kept track of there. That way, when you log into your bank, you know how many dollars you have. Cryptocurrency does all this, but it does it digitally on something called a blockchain. And the blockchain is the decentralized technology that spreads that across multiple computers to record those transactions. So there's not a single entity or device that is keeping track of those transactions. Instead, it's decentralized across multiple things. And that's one of the things that people have said makes cryptocurrency so interesting and so valuable, and possibly the finances of the future, is because of the technology behind it. Something to know, there are tons of cryptocurrencies. I mean, there's some of the bigger, well-known ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, things like that have made their way into the news, but there are tens of thousands, or more than 10,000 different cryptocurrencies that are traded, and trying to keep up with them all is a nightmare. So hopefully some of the stuff that we'll look at here is just, here's more of the well-known ones and kind of what their purposes are. Because I'll be upfront with you, just putting money into some cheap cryptocurrency to hope that it goes 100x and you get rich overnight, I mean, it's gambling at that point. So what I'm hoping to do is share some more in-depth understanding of cryptocurrency and just how it could be, even though it is a risky investment, how it could be a good investment for the future. So here's some of the top cryptocurrencies, obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you may not even know what some of these other ones are. You have Tether, Binance, Cardano, XRP, Dogecoin, the USD coin. We can get more into some of these, but these are all different types of cryptocurrencies that have different purposes in the market, and so on. So are cryptocurrencies a good investment? It's not a stable currency. So that's the kind of the biggest risk right now. For instance, if you would have bought Bitcoin several months ago, when it was pushing $50,000, $60,000 a coin, well, now it's worth $30,000 a coin. So half of your investment would have been gone. If you put $10,000 in several months ago, half of it would be gone. But if you had bought Bitcoin at the start of the year, or even a couple years ago, you could be 10, 20, 30 times your money. Same thing with Ethereum and some of these other tokens that have grown drastically in the past couple years. And here's the important thing with that is, in hindsight, it always makes sense. Like, if I only would have bought it a couple years ago. Well, yeah, you could go look at the stock market and determine, hey, if I would have bought any of these stocks, at this point in time, they would be worth so much more now. So you can beat yourself up by saying you never got into it. You should have done it a couple years ago. My personal story is I had 30-some thousand Dogecoin that I sold years ago because I just figured it was a joke, and then it took off. So that's the thing. You can sometimes buy and sell thinking you're doing okay, and then find out you should have not sold, or find out you should have bought. So that's the stuff we run into with this. But the thing with cryptocurrency, it is very volatile. Stocks typically will have equity in a company and a business behind them that are producing value that has that worth to it, where a cryptocurrency is more so has value because people give it value, especially with things like Bitcoin. But then there are use cases. Ethereum and some other cryptocurrencies are building models, business models around this cryptocurrency to say, well, no, it has value because it has use. And that's some interesting stuff to get into as well. So we'll look at how you can buy cryptocurrency at the end of the video here. Are cryptocurrencies legal in the United States? Yes, they are currently legal. And so we'll be looking at some of that here. But as far as cryptocurrency as an investment, I do have some cryptocurrency. One of the kind of neatest pieces of advice I heard from somebody else online was keep it minimal, keep it 5% of your assets, or maybe even less. Or I mean, again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you that you should buy it or you should not buy it. I'm just saying don't put all of your eggs in one basket. All right. Cryptocurrency could be the future. It could become, it becomes a global currency and it becomes really well known. Bitcoin skyrockets to $400,000 a coin, and everybody who invested even today, is doing well off having 10x their money. Or it could crash and it could go down. So my personal opinion is I don't see cryptocurrencies going away. I do think Bitcoin could drop more. I do think Ethereum could drop more. But when you just look at the market history, it doesn't seem like it's going to drop substantially more unless something happens. Example, it becomes regulated to a point that people don't want to invest in it anymore. It becomes illegal, or things like that would cause the market to shift. But in general, just looking at the history of cryptocurrencies, they are genuinely growing. So that's why I do put some money into them, because I want to secure that. But in the same breath, cryptocurrency is not going to replace my savings account. It is not going to replace my 401k or IRA, and it's not even going to replace general investments into stocks or ETFs, like I did on my previous video, investing into the VTI ETF. Because you want some stable currencies, or at least more stable. Again, everything is possible to not be there, but you want to diversify. So my personal opinion is cryptocurrency is a diversification similar to stocks or things like that. So if you currently have nothing in savings, you have no investments, and you've just got $1,000 in your bank account, probably would not say go out and just dump that into a cryptocurrency, because you could just lose it. And you may need that money, and you may not have that money to pull from. But if you're investing and you've got, retirement investments going on, you've got other things that you're looking into and you're investing, that you're giving back to your community, you're saving, you're being generous. Yeah, I think cryptocurrency can be interesting and fun to jump into. So that's kind of my thoughts on cryptocurrency, kind of what it is. One thing I did want to mention here, just briefly, just in case you've heard these terms or you're curious on how cryptocurrency works, there's two ways that cryptocurrency work, to my knowledge. I'm not super educated on this, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but there is proof of work and there's proof of stake. So proof of work is where you get the idea of the cryptocurrency miners. So this is like Bitcoin and currently Ethereum and many other cryptocurrencies are proof of work. And so what that means is the miners have to churn these algorithms using high-powered computers, graphics cards, ASIC miners, things that are doing these cryptocurrency calculations, and that is proof of work. So when they do the work, when the calculations are done, the validated records are pushed into that blockchain that we talked about before, and that affirms that all the transactions that are attached to it are correct. Now, I'm overly simplifying that. I know I don't even fully understand it, but basically it requires processing power to keep the network running in that decentralized way, because there's not a person at a desk typing in things into a spreadsheet at a bank, keeping the registry together. Instead, it's these miners that are earning profits by affirming and validating that blockchain. But a lot of things now are moving to proof of stake, which is Ethereum has been in the process of trying to do this, moving to this proof of stake, which means that you put your cryptocurrency and you lock it up, you along with other people, and once enough of it is locked up, well then those cryptocurrencies, those tokens that are not being moved, you're not selling or trading, you're locking them up into a savings account per se for a certain amount of time, well, those tokens can be used to affirm that the network is still accurate. Again, I'm not going to get into all the details and science behind all that, but those are just interesting things to look at. Those are two ways that how the cryptocurrency networks stay intact, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton more research and technology that goes into how this continues to evolve. I think one of the coolest things I've heard about cryptocurrency, and I could kind of see it, is that cryptocurrency is like what the internet was to communication. So how the internet changed communication, cryptocurrency could change the world of finance. But again, it's going to take time. There could be changes, and that's the tricky part. Is, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be around indefinitely, but we don't know what new cryptocurrency could come in and change up things and be a better use of cryptocurrency. So if you do want to get started with cryptocurrency, I have a couple recommendations for you, and actually a couple referral links in the video description that help you out, and they help me out. The first one is Coinbase. Coinbase was the first one that I actually got signed up for. They have a ton of cryptocurrencies, so obviously all the main ones, but it's really a way that you can research and get into a lot of other cryptocurrencies that are out there. One thing neat that they do sometimes as well is they actually give you free cryptocurrency. So sometimes you'll get an email saying you're invited to join, watch a couple videos, and you'll get a couple dollars worth of free cryptocurrency. A couple dollars doesn't seem like much, but there's actually a few of these where I was given like $3 and now it's worth like 60. So I'm like, I should have bought more of that when it first came out. It's just an interesting way to learn more. They have a ton of tools and things like that. So again, referral link down in the description for Coinbase. If you don't have an account with them, you can get $10 in free Bitcoin after you trade up to $100 of cryptocurrency. So just an easy way to get 10% more back in whatever you do on there. So Coinbase is a great tool to use. The other one that I've more recently got into is BlockFi. BlockFi actually pays you interest on the cryptocurrencies that you hold with them. So they don't have quite as big of a selection, but they are paying, I think Bitcoin right now is like 4.5% annual interest, which is, what's that, 7 times more than what the national average is for a savings account right now. So again, there's so much volatility, but I wouldn't move your savings into this. But if you're going to hold $1,000 or $100 in Bitcoin, why not make some interest on it? So again, and with all this stuff, it's all high risk. There's no federal insurance that your investment couldn't just be gone tomorrow. The advantage if you're going to be storing your cryptocurrencies online, BlockFi pays you interest. They even pay up to 7.5% interest on stable coins, which is just a 1-to-1 of the United States dollar, things like that, where you can get paid high interest on that as well. So BlockFi is a great resource too. I've been using them for quite a while now. And I've really enjoyed using their service and getting some interest, some free cryptocurrency off of that. They're also getting ready to launch a new credit card, which I'll be sure to review once I get in. It's a 1.5% cash back, but it's actually 1.5% Bitcoin back. So on your day-to-day purchases, instead of getting cash back that you'll spend on whatever, you can get cash back and it'll go right into your Bitcoin balance. So it's actually kind of a neat way to say if you want to get into Bitcoin, but you don't want to put any of your money into it, well, you could just shift your cash back rewards to it. So I don't know, it's kind of a neat thing. Once I get that, I'll do probably a more in-depth review on that card. So those are my 2 recommendations. Links are in the description. I think with BlockFi, if you use my link, you can get up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin. Now you do have to deposit quite large amounts to get that, but I think even for some pretty smaller pretty small deposits, you can get free Bitcoin, kind of like you do with Coinbase. So check it out. If you don't have either of those accounts, you can get those offers. And like I said, they help me out, they help you out. It's a win-win for both of us. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, helps me out. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you get notified when I have another video coming out. We'll have plenty more coming out on finance and cryptocurrency. So thank you guys for watching.